So in the last video, I described what agents and tasks are and what they mean in CrewAI. So in this video, I want to hop into the code and show you how to build a simple crew with just one agent and one task, a customer support agent that handles a support task. And yeah, let's hop into it. So first and foremost, you're going to want to pip install CrewAI. I already did this. It actually takes quite a minute. As you can see, there are several requirements. Mine are already satisfied because I already imported it. And then next, you want to set your environment variable for your OpenAI key, because we're going to be using the OpenAI GPT-4o mini model, and just put it right there. I will say you want to load this in from an environment, a .env file, an environment variables file. Instead of hard coding it in right there, that's actually not a good practice. If you can, import it in from your .env or your environment variables file. So I'm going to copy this in, and we're going to import the agent, task, crew, and process modules from CrewAI. And in the same cell, I'm going to define my customer support agent. Let's actually build the agent. And so you can see it's already showing some knowledge of how to build an agent. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to build my customer support agent, and then I'm going to actually build an agent here. I'm going to give it a role. Its role is customer support. That is what it does. So the role in CrewAI tells the agent, what its role or position is in the crew. And the goal is going to be, I want to give it a goal of just very simply providing accurate and timely responses to any customer inquiries. Then we want to give it a backstory. So the backstory is sort of like the system message in that it gives the agent extra context, and you can even add personality. The goal is going to be more like the objective in the for the agent. And so I'm just going to copy and paste this backstory in that I have here. I'm not going to type it out like I did the goal. There we go. And then we're not going to give this agent any tools. And so I'm going to look at the Gemini completion here, which is actually pretty good. I'm not going to give it any tools. We are going to name the LLM to be GPT-4o mini, and we do want to set verbose equal to true. This is how you specify what model you want to use from OpenAI. Verbose equal to true. What that's going to do is that as the agent's going about completing its task, I'll be able to see step by step. We'll be able to see step by step what it's doing, and all the intermediary steps. So we're going to create a task. In this task, we're going to build a task here, and I'm going to give it a description. And so the description is going to be a formatted string that says respond to the following customer inquiry. And so here I'm going to pass in the customer inquiry. Now I have to create one because that doesn't exist yet, and I will create it in just a second. And then we tell it its expected output. So its expected output is going to be the instructions on what we expect it to do for this task. And so this is I'm going to keep this very simple. It's going to be a detailed explanation of the return policy. And so all this agent's going to do is just tell the customer what the return policy is. And I'm going to assign this task to the customer support agent. So what we need to do is create the customer inquiry. And so I'm going to type out something that says, I bought an item and I don't like it. I want to return it. What is your return policy for this case? That is all. And so that is what the user is going to send into our agent. We're going to ask our agent. And so what I'm going to do now is we have to build a crew. And so the crew is going to build a crew here. The agents, which we just have one agent, which is the customer support agent. And then our task is just the support task. And then for the process, we're just going to make it sequential. And so so now we have our tool here, just one, our crew, sorry, just one agent, one task. And I'm going to kick off this crew. So all you have to do is call crew.kickoff, just like that. And it'll kick off the crew and it'll pass the task to the appropriate agents, and they'll start processing it. And then I just want to print out the final raw result. And so let's watch what it does. So it starts off with the customer support agent right here, being assigned this task. Respond to the following customer inquiry. There you go. And that's the support task we created. And then next, the customer support agent doesn't really do anything other than just go straight to responding. And so it hallucinated. And we'll see later in the course how you can avoid that. But what it does is it does what we asked it to do. It just provides the return policy. It says, thank you for reaching out. Our return policy allows customers to return items within 30 days of purchase for a full refund. It gives some details on the return policy here, and that is the final output. Now, it's complete and utter, it's just not true. It's false. It's a hallucination. It doesn't know anything about the return policy for our company. So we'll have to give it to it later on. But right now, we're just focusing on how do we actually build an agent? How do we get started in CrewAI? And so this is very simply how you build a crew, a very simple crew in CrewAI.